Hi and welcome back to another video on that underwater drone that I reviewed. If you haven't seen the first video, so this is the Gladius Mini. It's from a company called Chasing Innovation. Now if you didn't see that video, that's where I post a lot of samples of this, 4K samples. I took it to an area where there was a lake. I also took it to the sea, which is a lot harder to record in. And I've been struggling and trying to get some more footage. But it's just been too rough around here to see, and we've had some storms, so the water's all murky and impossible. Now, one thing that video didn't cover that I will be covering in this video is the unboxing. So I'll go through in detail the drone itself. We'll take a look at the application. We'll take a look at what we get in the box, and a very quick video on the basic controls of getting started with the Gladius Mini right here. So it does come double box. This is the inner box right here, and you can see it outlines the features here. So it comes with that portable backpack that I briefly showed you in the start there. There's the one-touch depth control, the adjustable tilt and lock, one-touch share on social media, 4K camera, dive down to 100 meters or the equivalent 330 feet, and live streaming over YouTube and Facebook, and up to 2 hours of battery life, depending, of course, if there's any currents and what you're actually doing. So we'll take a look at how it's laid out inside the box here and everything you get. Very well packaged up. I just had a quick peek before at it. So right here they do have a packing list that tells you everything that you'll get. So right here is the controller, obviously, and I like that everything's, of course, in this yellow, so it's very easy to find. This right here is the base station. Now the base station is what you're going to actually be connecting this up to with the tether cable. So this has a battery within it as well. So you need to charge the base station and then the 4K little sub itself. And right here, this is the bracket for your mobile phone. It's part of it as well. So that you screw onto the controller when you set all of that right up. We have a micro USB cable. So this is to charge the controller with a little battery in it. It takes about 1 hour to charge it. And here is the power supply. So this power supply, obviously for charging that base station and the drone. And I have an EU plug right here that it comes with. Get a microfiber towel here. That's just to clean it down so when it comes out of the water. But you're better off actually just rinsing it with fresh water, especially if you're going to be in the sea with the salt water, which I will be doing. One important thing here too is the counterweight, which is right here. Now this is the seawater one that I will be needing, of course, to screw this onto the bottom of the drone. I'll show you in just a few seconds. And here is the tether that you use to connect up to the base station and the drone. So this is 100 meters of cable, so I can get down to that 100 meters or 330 feet depth, which I think is quite good. That is really quite deep. So here is the drone. Nice size. I really do like it. And there's the connector. So they've got rubber caps over them that you need to screw off. And right inside here is the little contact points in there. There is a little O-ring, and they give you a lot of spare O-rings as well, because if they get damaged, any water gets in here, it will, of course, especially salt water, corrode those contacts. And you can see at the front of it, I'll just quickly show you, that we've got the lens right here, 2 powerful LEDs. So if you happen to be, say, around rocks and you're not in direct sunlight and it's a little bit dark, then those can come on. You can turn them on, and that will light up the fish, whatever you're looking at. And the underneath here is where I'm going to have to unscrew this, because it's set up the weight that they have in the counterweight, the buoyancy for freshwater. So salt water, of course, slightly different. So it's a simple, just unscrew those 2 screws and I will mount that there inside. Now the overall build quality of the controller and the drone is very good. The plastics they have used here, very hard plastic, but it's a quality plastic. There's no sharp edges. Everything is pretty solid right here. So we have 3 props right here you can see for the tilt and depth, 2 right here to propel it forward up to 2 meters per second. And again, that is going to depend if there are currents in the water. In fact, they say don't use the drone around anywhere where there are strong currents, because it will really kill that battery life. It might not be able to keep up with it depending on just how strong it is. But you do have the tether attached, so it's not like you're going to lose it. As long as that's screwed on really well, then you just pull it back. Now I love the fact that Chasing, they included a lot of spares here in the box. So you've got 2 caps, 2 screws there for the controller bracket, and 10 O-rings and 10 screws. If one of them happens to fall out or they get corroded or something, then you can simply just remove them and put a new one in. And it's great they've done this. So many companies just skip on including spares cost saving, but really, how much extra does this cost the company? Probably not a lot at all. The tether cable is a quality cable they have used here, and again it's with that bright yellow we're seeing, so it's going to be very visible. You can see where the cable is, which is good. Now this is very important, of course, because this is our connection between the base station and the drone. So right here it does actually have a little bracket on it, so the cable is screwed in place, and I'll give this actually a bit of a pull here, and that is really solid. So it seems that that's not going to be easy to have that connection just rip off, because if that happened, or imagine you ran out of battery, the drone was 100 meters deep and you went to pull on it and it just broke off, when goodbye drone. But not here. You'll be able to use this to drag it back in the case of, say, a battery failure or emergency. So this is the base station that you need to charge up. So we've got status LEDs at the top letting you know the battery life and your connection status right there. And on the right of it, you can see micro SD card slot, and this is our HDMI out right there too. So the connection right here on the end, there's a little tiny channel, as you can see, just there on the end, so that needs to be placed there. It takes a little while to line it up, push it right in, and as mentioned, of course, it's got that O-ring seal around it. Then you screw it on, and that cable is very solid there. So this is what you'll have on the shore, on the boat, or wherever you are, and the other end connected to the drone. So here's our controller. We've got a status LED here for the Bluetooth connection. Here you can see the battery indicator. So if I turn this on, it'll tell me right now that I have right now 2 bars. And as mentioned, it's going to take about an hour to charge that. So make sure everything's fully charged, of course, before you go out. That's pretty much straightforward. So we've got controls here at the top here. This is for the cameras, swapping between photo mode and the video mode. And this is to take a snapshot there. And of course we will have the application, which I'll run through. So when you first connect up, you will probably get this message right here to upgrade the firmware. This is normal. It's very similar to DJI drones. So once you have the application all set up and loaded, you're connected up to the base station's wireless. You've got a Bluetooth controller connected. I've got the bracket on. As you can see, it holds my mobile phone securely in place there. No problems. If you're flying radio controlled aircraft, then the controls of this drone are going to be very similar to that. Or if you've flown drones before, this is again going to be similar here, because you can see we've got a different mode. So right now it's in the video mode. Tapping this, then we'll go into the photo mode. This button right here will take a photo or start recording. We've got controls here that you tap to control the speed mode. So you've got low, medium, and high. Tapping this holds the depth. You've got the depth mode, depth hold, and then the stabilize mode there as well. Some information here: water temperature, you can see the direction and whatnot. Battery life indicators of the base station and the drone itself are also displayed right up here. White balance, ISO, auto, you can adjust all of that through the settings menu as well. Most important button is this one right here, or the unlock. So if I tap this now, all of the props will then fire up. It's active, it's ready to go. So you press the lock button when you're going to take it out of the water, so you don't end up accidentally, say, cutting one of your fingers or damaging the props. I won't turn it on now because it doesn't have the resistance of the water, so it could damage it. So the travel case, everything fits in it really nice. They've got it all planned out. So there's a separator here, that's for the tether. They've got little straps there for the controller, the base station, little pockets, and the drone is just under here, as you can see. And very easy to transport around. It weighs approximately 6 kilos in total. So I have the drone here in the depth mode, and it's just holding it right there. I just wanted to demonstrate it, how easy it is to control. So you can see on the controller, I'm just moving this around. So full forward, goes forward, back, goes back, left and right, turns left and right. Straightforward, right? Very easy to control. So even really a child could do this. And that's full forward on the stick. The top speed setting I have at the moment, it's only 2 meters per second, so it's not super quick. And you can also do a combination with the stick. So if you push it diagonally, then you can both turn and go ahead at the same time. And really, it is so basic to control. Very, very easy. It's one of the good things about this drone. All right, thank you for watching the unboxing here of the Gladius Mini. Make sure you check the first video, because that's the video that I show the sample footage. And I did get, I think, some spectacular footage of some fish that were swimming around the lake area where there were no currents and there were no waves bothering me, because it doesn't handle the waves and the currents so well, because look at it, it is a small little drone. So it's just one of the downsides there. But that video is the full review, you could say, with the sample, so make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching.